Have you ever stopped to think about what's happening inside your head right now? I mean, really think about it. You're watching this video understanding my words, maybe sipping a coffee, and a million other things are happening simultaneously. All of this is orchestrated by the most complex object known in the universe, your brain. And at the heart of this incredible machine are its fundamental building blocks, the neurons. So, let's start with a mind-boggling number, 86 billion. That's the estimated number of neurons packed into the average human brain. To put that into perspective, there are more neurons in your head than there are stars in our Milky Way galaxy. It's a staggering figure, but what's even more impressive isn't just the sheer quantity, but what these neurons do. They are the messengers, the processors, the architects of our thoughts, feelings, and actions. Each one of these 86 billion neurons is a tiny, specialized cell. Think of it like a microscopic biological wire. It has a main cell body, which is its command center, and then it has these branch-like extensions. The ones that receive signals are called dendrites, and the long one that sends signals out is called an axon. When a neuron fires, it sends a tiny electrical pulse, an action potential, racing down its axon to communicate with other neurons. Now here's where it gets truly fascinating. A single neuron isn't an island. Its power comes from its connections. Each one of those 86 billion neurons can form thousands of connections with its neighbors. These connection points are called synapses. It's not a direct physical connection. There's a tiny gap. When the electrical signal reaches the end of an axon, it triggers the release of chemical messengers called neurotransmitters. These chemicals float across that tiny synaptic gap and bind to the dendrites of the next neuron, either exciting it to fire its own signal or inhibiting it. Let's do some more mind-bending math. If you have 86 billion neurons and each one forms, let's say, an average of 7,000 synaptic connections, how many connections is that in total? The number is in the trillions. We're talking about a network of connections so vast, it's almost incomprehensible. Some estimates put it at around 100 trillion synapses. This intricate web is what neuroscientists call the connectome, and it's the unique wiring diagram of your brain. It's what makes you, you. Every single thing you learn, every memory you form, physically changes this network. When you learn a new skill, like playing the guitar, specific pathways of neurons fire together repeatedly. And as the old saying in neuroscience goes, neurons that fire together, wire together. The connections, the synapses, between those neurons get stronger. This process is called synaptic plasticity, and it's the fundamental basis of learning and memory. Your brain is constantly rewiring itself based on your experiences. It's not a static organ. It's a dynamic, living, ever-changing landscape of connections. Think about the first time you tried to ride a bike. It was clumsy, difficult. Your brain was trying to figure out the right sequence of neural firing for balance, pedaling, and steering. But as you practiced, those neural pathways became stronger, more efficient. Eventually, it became second nature. You don't even have to think about it anymore. That's synaptic plasticity in action. A memory of how to ride a bike isn't stored in one single neuron. It's encoded in the pattern and strength of connections across millions of them. This same principle applies to everything. Recognizing a friend's face involves a specific pattern of neural activity. The feeling of joy, a different pattern. The complex thought process you're using to follow this explanation. You guessed it. Another incredibly intricate dance of electrical and chemical signals across trillions of synapses. The sheer computational power of this network is something we're only just beginning to understand. Supercomputers can perform amazing calculations, but none can yet replicate the creative, adaptive, and conscious abilities of the human brain. And these connections are incredibly fast. A nerve impulse can travel at speeds of up to 120 meters per second. That's over 268 miles per hour. This speed allows you to react instantly, to pull your hand away from a hot stove before you even consciously register the pain. Your neural network is processing information and making decisions at a blistering pace, all day, every day, mostly without you even being aware of it. But what happens when this intricate network has problems? Many neurological and mental health conditions are related to issues with neurons and their connections. For example, in Alzheimer's disease, there's a buildup of plaques and tangles that disrupts communication between neurons, leading to cell death and the devastating loss of memory and cognitive function. In depression, it's thought that there are imbalances in neurotransmitters, those chemical messengers which affect mood and motivation. Understanding the fundamental workings of these 86 billion cells and their trillions of connections is absolutely critical for developing treatments for these conditions. Even in our daily lives, we can take steps to support our neural health. Things like getting enough sleep are vital. During sleep, your brain is hard at work, clearing out metabolic waste products that build up during the day, and crucially, consolidating memories. This means it's strengthening important neural connections and pruning away weaker, less important ones. Exercise is another fantastic brain booster. It increases blood flow to the brain, delivering more oxygen and nutrients. And it promotes the growth of new neurons in a process called neurogenesis. A healthy diet rich in omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and vitamins provides the raw materials your brain needs to build and maintain its neural architecture. And perhaps most importantly, keep learning. Challenge your brain. Learn a new language, pick up a musical instrument, solve puzzles, read books on subjects you know nothing about. Every time you challenge yourself mentally, you are encouraging your brain to form new connections and strengthen existing ones. You're actively participating in the shaping of your own connectome. You are building a more resilient, more capable, and healthier brain. So the next time you feel a moment of inspiration, recall a cherished memory, or simply make a decision, take a second to appreciate what's happening. It's a symphony of activity. It's an electrical and chemical ballet performed by 86 billion dancers, each connected to thousands of others, all working together to create the experience of your life. It's the most powerful personal network in the world, and it's all inside your head. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the brain. If you found this fascinating, hit that like button and subscribe for more explorations into the wonders of science in our world. See you in the next one.